Guys, what are we thinking? The average American uses 176 gallons of water a day. To put that into perspective, the average African uses 5 gallons of water a day, as told by Kristen Lewis in the article Thirst. As Americans, we can easily take for granted our effortless access to fresh water, while others walk for miles every day. Because of this luxury, we may find ourselves overlooking the danger of how much water we use. I doubt there's a second thought about a long hot shower after an exhausting day at work. I'm guilty of that. Sometimes you may forget to shut off the water while you're brushing your teeth. Again, guilty. I recently traveled to Haiti on a mission trip where I briefly experienced the struggle these people endured day in and day out for clean drinking water. I was more aware of my water waste once I returned, and I was more aware of the problem in our country after some research. The need for water conservation is a global issue. Essentially, we're all sharing the same water. We have a fixed amount of fresh water to disperse between the billions of people inhabiting the world, the wildlife, and the environment. You may not think that the running water while you brush your teeth is a huge deal, but every gallon you waste is a gallon you're taking away from someone else or something else. Easy access to water enables and progresses the problem in our country. Michael Weber from the New York Times stated on March 22, 2016, says water is used in every sector of industry, grows our food, affects our health, and props up our energy system. You may personally use more water than you should, but the government and industries are using even greater amounts. Along with consuming too much water, humans do damage in other ways, like polluting the clean water system. The amount of usable water is also a concern. Water pollution is due to fertilizers, chemicals, trash, and sewage, all of which are caused by humans. In the journal, The Coastal Ocean Institute at the coast where land, sea, air, and people meet, Anderson says, oil slicks in our harbors, sewage in our bays, and trash on our beaches provide obvious testimony to our links to the coast. If only reusing water was as easy as it sounds. Reclamation is the treatment of wastewater so it can be reused, as told by authors in the article Water, A Global Perspective. Unfortunately, this has not gone far and is not fully efficient due to the lack of money and investment by the government. So how can you help? Actions can be taken by you, the individual, and our government. There are several ways you can use less water in your daily life. I know we've all heard if it's yellow, let it mellow, referring to not flushing your toilet every time you visit the restroom. When using water for hygiene and cooking, don't leave the faucet running. Use only the amount you need. You can also refrain from washing your cars and watering your lawns. You might help the issue of water scarcity by not littering or using fertilizer in your garden. These are all great ideas to start with. We need government involvement and strategies to significantly improve conservation. We need committees to manage the water resources and the means to maintain water infrastructure. Weber from the New York Times suggests water for necessities such as drinking, cooking, hygiene should be affordable. Beyond that, water for lawns, filling swimming pools, washing cars, and other uses should be more expensive. In my opinion, the government should also price water due to supply and demand. Weber states the water problem is daunting, but putting a sensible price on water to invite investment and encourage conservation, increasing the availability of information, and doubling down on innovation can go a long way towards solving it. Additionally, I think there's a lack of urgency on the issue due to a lack of understanding. In the article, Earth's Water Supply is in grave danger, Femiglietti questions our elected officials. He says, we have a crisis of understanding. Does the public and do our elected officials really understand what's happening with water, nationally and globally? If they did, I contend that they would make real progress towards managing the crisis. We've abused our access to water and ignored the issue for too long. With greater water conservation awareness, the world will thank you. All hope is not lost when it comes to the issue of water conservation. Femiglietti predicts our future and says, ultimately, water will be limited in all respects unless we learn to do more with a lot less, and to reuse and reuse more and more, and to manage our way to a sustainable water future. We can make sustainable water for future generations by taking action now. You have the ability to make a difference by making minor adjustments to your daily life. Time and investment into reclamation is essential, and that is when you call on your elected officials. By conserving water, your great-grandchildren will thank you. By refusing to litter, our rivers, lakes, beaches will be cleaner, and wildlife would thank you. If we could efficiently and effectively treat wastewater, we could help third world countries who don't have access to clean water, and they would thank you. I hope I was able to persuade you to do your part and conserve water. Water conservation is essential, and there are many ways you can take actions and many great rewards. These rewards are not only for you, but also the rest of the world. I want you to think about the billions of people without access to water, the wildlife, and their environment. Collectively, we need to take action to improve the water supply. Water conservation is a global effort, but it can start with you. If you find yourself taking a 30-minute shower, leaving the faucet on while you're brushing your teeth, or washing clothes 3 times a day, I want you to ask yourself, what are you thinking?